in the name of research for the last week, I've been testing it, following some of your instructions, even starting with cold water on the hands and, on the face. I progressed to cold showers over the last week, was struggling. And strangely, 2 days ago, the boiler in the house broke.
I sent my people around to sort that out.
People around, and there was no hot water, and I had to make the choice of immerse myself in the cold shower or not wash myself. What do you think I did?
I saw you haven't washed in a few days.
I had the cold showers, and but I bribed the plumber to get over pretty quick. But it was interesting, and one thing that struck me was the interconnection of the breath in the cold, because it never kind of occurred to me. I know it's so obvious. People say when I went into the cold, it took my breath away. And and I was reflecting on that and remembering, what you have said and what Wim Hof have said about then regulating the breath and how much of a difference it makes. So that's just my own very small experience over the last few days that I said I would try before I spoke to you. But
I'm delighted you had that experience. You can understand it more when you felt it.
Definitely. Like, so, a small step, as they say. And I was just curious about your own relationship with the cold. I know you spoke about growing up, but, when did you decide to immerse yourself in cold therapy, both as a practitioner and then later as a teacher?
Yeah, like yourself, my relationship with the cold has changed, and for lots of times in my life, I hate the cold, like most people in Ireland. The cold here is a very particular cold, and it makes for uncomfortable times of the year. There's a phrase in Irish that says, "The cold follows you to the door, but the damp follows you to bed." And that's what Ireland is like. The cold dampness really gets to us. So, my relationship with cold, when I was younger, I used to jump in the sea all the time, but then I lost that relationship with it as well. And it wasn't until I started having children. So myself and my wife have 4 children. And as the children started to arrive, and as the pressure started to build, and as the stress and the exhaustion started to kick in, I started looking for ways of helping me deal with that. So I'd throw myself in the sea and I'd try to figure that out. And I'd always had a huge interest in breathing, reaching back into my kind of martial arts days and yoga days, but I had never, like you said, I knew there was a connection between the breath and the cold, but I'd never really put the two of them together. And then myself and my wife, we had a series of very tragic kind of deaths in the family. Josie's brother died after a very torturous battle with prostate cancer. Josie's uncle died, her auntie died, and her dad had died. And we were really just shook with trauma and heartbreak and grief, and we were looking for something to get out of it, to get out of this hole that we were in. And we came across, of course, the master of the cold was Wim Hof, and Wim had been talking about the cold, so we started to experiment with cold showers, like you have been as well. And it was this moment that changed everything. It was this moment that in that cold shower, we couldn't think of the grief anymore. We couldn't think of the to-do list and the 12,000 things that we had to do the next day. It just gave us this moment of clarity. And then as people experience, even though it's very difficult in the cold, it feels like a victory. So we got out of the cold shower and we felt different, And then the science shows us as well that it balances our hormones, it improves our circulation, it reduces inflammation, it gives us more energy. We were starting to feel that, and the cold showers and combining it with a little bit of breathing was a thing that really got us through this extraordinarily difficult time. And after that, or during that period, Josie and I were thinking, okay, there's something really powerful within this. how do we learn more about it?